Hello everyone, welcome back. Today, we must have a serious conversation, a conversation rooted in history, in truth, and in the undeniable reality that we, as Black people in America, remain vulnerable to the same forces of displacement and expulsion that threaten undocumented immigrants today. Yet, I find myself disturbed, not by the actions of those seeking refuge, but by the response of some Black Americans who have joined the chorus calling for the removal of illegal immigrants, as if we ourselves have ever been truly secure in this land. Have we forgotten how America has always looked for ways to rid itself of us? Have we forgotten how, even after being forced into this country in chains, we have been seen as a problem to be managed, a burden to be controlled, and a population to be expelled when politically convenient? We must remember that Abraham Lincoln himself, the so-called Great Emancipator, was not initially committed to the idea of Black people remaining in America. His plan, at multiple points in his presidency, was to relocate us. Whether it was Liberia, Central America, or Haiti, he entertained schemes to send freed slaves away. And when he died, what did his successor do? Andrew Johnson didn't seek to integrate us fully into American society. He abandoned even the half measures of Lincoln's colonization efforts and instead enforced Black codes, laws designed to keep us as second-class citizens, if not slaves in everything but name. History tells us that our rights in this country are not fixed. They shift with the political winds. And if we think for a moment that those in power would not consider policies to expel us today, then we have learned nothing. If an administration comes into power that deems us a problem, whether economically, socially, or politically, then what is to stop them from revoking our citizenship, from criminalizing our very existence, from stripping away what little security we have? Understand this: our status in this nation is conditional. It always has been. From the Black laws of the 1800s, which made it illegal for free Black people to settle in states like Indiana and Oregon, to the sundown towns that policed our very presence, to the redlining and systemic economic sabotage that ensured our communities would never be allowed to flourish. We are only accepted when we serve a purpose that benefits those in power, and should that purpose expire, they will find ways to remove us, to displace us, to erase us. This is why I cannot accept that any Black person in America would support the expulsion of any group of people. We, of all people, should understand the cruelty of forced displacement. We should recognize that the same government that rounds up undocumented immigrants today could just as easily decide tomorrow that our presence is an inconvenience. With the stroke of a pen, a policy could be crafted that criminalizes our very existence, and all it takes is a political shift. Let's not pretend that we have political immunity. Have we not seen how voting rights are being eroded, how policies are being written to disadvantage our communities, how incarceration rates remain disproportionately high, and how every economic opportunity is systematically placed just beyond our grasp? These are not coincidences. These are warnings. And let us not be so naive as to believe that citizenship alone will protect us. It was never about legality. It was always about power. The Native Americans were the original inhabitants of this land, and they were still removed from it. The Japanese Americans were legal citizens, yet they were placed in internment camps. When Black Wall Street in Tulsa flourished, it was burned to the ground, not because of a crime, but because it threatened the racial hierarchy. If history has shown us anything, it is that legality is a construct that bends to the will of those in power. And if Black people in America ever fall out of favor, the Constitution will not save us. So I ask you, where is your empathy? Where is your historical memory? How can we, who have been systemically uprooted, displaced, and denied security for generations, stand in agreement with those who now call for the expulsion of others? How can we, who have fought for our right to exist in a country that never truly wanted us, be so quick to endorse policies that would see others cast out. We are not immune, we are not untouchable, and the moment we align ourselves with those who advocate for expulsion, we have signed our own warrant. Because history has already proven what happens next. Today, it is the undocumented immigrants. Tomorrow, it will be us. We must stand on the side of justice, not just for them, but for ourselves, because our future, our very right to exist in this land, is not guaranteed. And if we don't fight for others now, there will be no one left to fight for us when the time comes. Stay vigilant, stay aware, and never forget who we are and where we stand in this country, because all it takes is a shift in the tide, and we too will find ourselves drowning. I invite you to reflect on these issues and share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and like always, stay curious and keep questioning.